Today on Good Morning Maine, a woman convicted of killing her 3-year-old son is now appealing her conviction.
Plus, we'll hear why a group of protesters was arrested last night at the offices of Congressman Jared Golden.
And a UMaine professor shares his thoughts on this week's election as the dust continues to settle.
Good morning and welcome to Good Morning Maine. I'm Emma Smith.
And I'm Craig Colson. Thank you for joining us. We'll have those stories coming up later on, including our pet of the week and a few other things. But first, a check of our forecast. Looks like kind of a messy day out there for a lot of people.
Yeah, it could be different depending on where you are. It's important to keep your eye on that radar today for sure. So let's check in with Devin Biggs for that full forecast.
Alrighty, thank you very much. Happy Thursday. Your first weather forecast brought to you by Joe's Market. Discover Joe's Market, 102 Garland Street in Bangor. Your one-stop shop for groceries, fine wines, and craft beers. Quality and variety await you at Joe's. As we get into things this morning, a couple of advisories we have our eye on. The small craft advisory was dropped earlier this morning at 5 a.m. We just had this winter weather advisory for the northwestern parts of the state. That'll drop at around 3 o'clock p.m. coming up later this afternoon. And so watching for some active weather that's moving in from the west, going toward the east. Rain and snow will be possible today. Mainly snow, but a little bit of rainfall will be expected with this thing as well. As it tracks in from the west, going toward the east, I'll move the radar over just a bit so you can see the system that's kind of tracking off towards the east. So later this morning, though, we'll be watching this thing moving in. By around 10 o'clock or so, we'll start seeing this thing starting to move in or so. Let's zoom things out, give you the bigger picture. Here's the system right about here. It looks like we had a little bit of lightning with this thing as well. So some energy with it last night early this morning, and now we're watching it moving into our backyard. So otherwise, we'll be watching this thing moving in today. Snowfall mainly, but a little bit of rain cannot be ruled out either. We could possibly see it switch over to a little bit of a wintry mix of rain, sleet, and snow for a while later on this evening. Then once we head towards tomorrow morning, this will begin to back off. So your hourly forecast for the rest of the morning and afternoon period, the winds are a lot calmer as well. There is a wintry precipitation beginning late morning to the afternoon period with temperatures in the 30s. Your full 5-day forecast is coming up.
All right, thank you very much, Devin. Well, a Stockton Springs woman who was sentenced in 2022 to nearly 50 years in prison for the murder of her 3-year-old child is now attempting to appeal her conviction. Our Grace Blanchard was in court yesterday and has the details.
In October of 2022, Jessica Williams of Stockton Springs was convicted of murdering her 3-year-old son, Maddox Williams, and sentenced to 47 years in prison. Oral arguments were made in court on Wednesday in an attempt to appeal that conviction and sentence.
This was perhaps one of the most public homicide prosecutions in recent years.
Rory McNamara is representing Williams. He argues there was no evidence Williams was with the child during the time the injuries were sustained.
And that there's simply insufficient evidence of causation here.
According to court records, the medical examiner previously testified that Maddox's injuries reflected a pattern of abuse.
The relationship between your client and the child, she was verbally abusive to him, rejecting him as resembling her former husband.
Assistant District Attorney Don Maycomber argued there should be no question of the jury's conviction.
He describes speculation and conjecture, but the jury picks up as his rational inferences.
According to the court, a deliberation process could take up to several months. In Bangor, Grace Blanchard for ABC 7 and Fox 22 News.
A wild police chase yesterday in Skowhegan. There aren't many details available, but video captured by a bystander shows how it all came to an end. In this video shared by Zach Burwood, you see police from a number of agencies chasing a pickup through downtown Skowhegan. The truck turns into a parking area where authorities attempted to block him in. It appears the driver tried to get away, bumping into cruisers until it finally came to an end with police making the arrest at gunpoint. The video was captured by a worker who was in a bucket lift that was also bumped during the chase, as you just saw, but no one was seriously hurt. More details on the chase and the man who was arrested should become available today.
You don't see every day when you're up in a bucket truck, I guess.
No, you hope not to.
Yeah. Well, meanwhile, an inmate that walked away from a work site in Machias has been indicted by the Washington County Grand Jury. James Berube was the subject of a search last July after he walked away from his assigned work site at Maine Wild. He was an inmate at the Downey's Correctional Facility at the time of the incident and was serving a 12-year sentence for kidnapping, burglary, theft, arson, and eluding an officer. The grand jury has now indicted him on a new charge of escape.
3 men have been arrested after a months-long investigation into drug trafficking. Maine Drug Enforcement Agency Commander Peter Arno says U.S. postal inspectors have been working with drug agents for months on the suspected distribution of significant quantities of cocaine throughout Penobscot County and other places. Early Tuesday morning, police stopped a vehicle just north of Newport, driven by 28-year-old Chase Kane of Bangor. 27-year-old Benjamin Hughes of Brewer was with him. MDEA says when they searched the vehicle, police found 4 pounds of cocaine with an estimated street value in excess of $200,000. Both Kane and Hughes are being charged with aggravated trafficking in cocaine. Police also searched 315 Griffin Road in Bangor, where Arno says they seized more drugs, firearms, and cash believed to be from drug sales. 30-year-old Hayden Taylor of Brewer was found with a loaded semi-automatic handgun and a backpack containing drugs. He is being charged with aggravated trafficking of drugs and possession of a firearm by a prohibited person.
Multiple people now face drug charges stemming from a bust in Abbott earlier this week. The Piscataquis County Sheriff's Office says deputies executed a search warrant at a property on the Monument Road in Abbott Tuesday night where they suspected drugs were being sold. They say during the search, deputies seized 239 grams of fentanyl and 21 grams of meth, along with some cash. 36-year-old Brandon Boudelier of Abbott was arrested for unlawful trafficking of a scheduled drug and violation of conditions of release. Police say 34-year-old Katarina Drinkwater of Sangerville and 37-year-old Zane Harmon were also present at the property and were charged with the illegal possession of a scheduled drug.
Several protesters were arrested Wednesday afternoon during a sit-in at the Bangor offices of Congressman Jared Golden. They're concerned with the bloodshed underway in occupied Palestine and are calling on the congressman to support legislation that calls for a ceasefire. According to WERU Radio, the group released a statement saying, "For far too long, our government has aided and abetted the mass theft of Palestinian land and the mass imprisonment of Palestinian people on a small fraction of land that is rightfully theirs." They say our government is now supporting the slaughter, the collected punishment, and ethnic cleansing of innocent Palestinian men, women, and children. The group of protesters was arrested late Wednesday afternoon after they refused to leave Golden's office. They were charged with criminal trespassing.
Meanwhile, a truck fire along I-95 South in Carmel left traffic at a standstill yesterday morning. According to the Maine Department of Public Safety, a concrete pumping truck was traveling down the highway when a fire started in the engine compartment. The driver pulled over as the fire continued to intensify, and crews from Carmel Fire Department responded to the scene to snuff it out. DEP had crews called in to make sure the environmental impact was accounted for as they offloaded all the extra fuel from the truck, which belonged to Flagship Pumping LLC out of Plymouth. The official cause of that fire is under investigation.
The Office of Governor Janet Mills says Maine's government is going to cover the cost of funerals for families who lost loved ones in the deadliest mass shooting in the state's history. The state is getting the money from a victims' compensation program run through the Attorney General's office and supplementing it with money from the governor's contingent account. Army reservist Robert Card opened fire inside a Lewiston bowling alley and a bar on October 25th, killing 18 people and wounding 13 others. Several victims died while trying to protect children or attempting to subdue the shooter. Funerals for victims of the shootings began last week.
Well, Mainers made their voices heard at the polls on Tuesday following the election. Our David Ledford spoke with a political science expert for a professional perspective on the results from Election Day.
In an election with several hotly debated ballot questions, experts say questions 3 and 4 stood out as some of the most important last night. Voters rejected question 3, a proposal to create Pine Tree Power. University of Maine political science professor Mark Brewer broke down why he thinks we got this result.
Everybody's going to point to the spending differential, right? That the people who are opposed to that vastly outspent those people who were supportive, and that mattered for sure. But I think that the message that really resonated with voters was that this was a risky proposition, right? The opponents were saying this is not a well thought out plan. There's just too much that we don't know. And I don't think those supporters of the effort were ever really able to to counter that message in any meaningful way.
On the other hand, voters approved question 4, the right to repair. Brewer says he believes this outcome is partly because of the messaging that led up to the election.
Mainers want to have options, right? I mean, nobody wants to get stuck with just one option to go get something done, regardless of what it is. So I think that the right to repair message was an easier message to pitch and to sell than the message in opposition.
As for the 6 other ballot questions, Brewer says the results are unsurprising.
I think this was, as far as recent kind of referenda cycles in Maine, this one was relatively low key. The other items, I think, more or less went as people expected them to go. So I didn't see any big surprises.
Brewer says the turnout was typical of most Maine elections, but that's because voter participation is usually high.
Maine is almost always within the top 5 in the country in voter turnout at the state level. I think in Maine, there's a strong tradition of civic responsibility, and I think that really does have something to say about the importance of participatory political culture here in Maine.
For more on the election, visit our website at foxbangor.com. In Bangor, David Ledford, ABC 7 and Fox 22 News.
All the latest results, by the way, can be found on our website if you're still looking for those.
Yep. Top 5 voter participation in the country. That's
pretty
cool.
neat, huh?
That's a flex.
I think we might have even been the first in the nation when it came to the presidential race last time.
I believe it.
Something like that.
Yeah, good for us.
Yeah.
All right, the time now is 8:11. Coming up next on Good Morning Maine, a group of lobstermen say they will donate over 1,000 pounds of lobster to Lewiston restaurants to help raise money for the families affected by the mass shooting.
We'll have the details on that coming up, but first, another check of your weather forecast. A potentially messy day ahead for a lot of Mainers. Rain and snow can be expected today with a high near 35 degrees. Rain, sleet, snow, and even some fog overnight with lows dropping down to the low 30s. Tomorrow, a mostly cloudy and breezy day. A bit warmer, though, with highs near 47.
The roar of our engines, the pump of our heartbeats, the sparks that unite us, to the passions that drive us. We're driven by the things we love. From the visions that lead us, the feelings that inspire us, to the roads that bring us together. Coastal Auto Parts, 29 locations in Maine, will get you to the moments that matter most. With the largest network of parts and care to keep you firing on all cylinders. Coastal Auto Parts is owned and operated by a Maine family that cares.
Does your dream kitchen look like this? Or this? Or maybe you need a little more inspiration. Get it when you explore the complete in-store showroom displays at Hammond Lumber Company. When you find the look you like, the Hammond team will help you customize it, including accurate 3D renderings, so you can visualize your project before the work begins. Hammond offers delivery from any of the locations across Maine and New Hampshire and professional service after the sale. Your dream kitchen begins when you bring your vision to Hammond Lumber Company.
Let's get it. There's never been a better time to get away with a great deal on the Hyundai you've always wanted. Plus America's best warranty and up to 3 years complimentary maintenance. It's your journey. Own every mile at the Hyundai Getaway Sales Event. Now's the time to get in and get away.
Get 0% APR for 60 months, plus 0 payments for 90 days, or $3,500 bonus cash on the Santa Fe. See your Bangor Hyundai dealer.
Harvey High is now in session. Today's subjects, science.
Name something that can make the earth move.
Heavy rain.
Hold on, it's raining.
Health class.
Something you drop in the toilet and still use it afterward.
Toothbrush.
Nah, I'm not sticking that in my mouth. We're not doing teeth brushing today.
Get schooled with Family Feud.
Weeknights at 7 on Fox 22.
Welcome back, everyone. Local elementary students stepped up to show their support for our military ahead of Veterans Day. Students at Ames Elementary in Searsmont have been collecting donations as part of the Hygiene for Heroes program. Students gathered items including toothbrushes, razors, hand sanitizer, and other personal essentials, as well as a number of different snacks. Members of the Belfast VFW picked up those care packages yesterday, which will all be sent to active duty military personnel.
When you're out in the army, you don't really get to just go buy a pack of bubble gum in the stores. It makes me feel good that we're helping out the soldiers and veterans that served in the army.
One of our troops who just recently joined our VFW, he was serving in Iraq in 2009 in Baghdad, and he got a package and it said Belfast, Maine, and it came from Rennie's. and he's a grown man in a combat zone, a solid, seasoned soldier, and it brought tears to his eyes because it was something from home.
Hygiene for Heroes has been a tradition for years, but this is the first time students have been able to participate since before the pandemic. As a show of appreciation, each student was also given a star from a retired U.S. flag.
Coles Land Transportation Museum in Bangor is working hard to fill an Army Jeep full of non-perishable items for the Maine Veterans Project. The museum participated in this fundraiser last year, but the donations that have been collected so far this year have been sparse. Julius Morano of the Maine Veterans Project says all non-expired, non-perishable goods collected at Coles Museum will be given to veterans during a food handout at the MVP office on Park Street on November 20th.
One of the biggest things that with our organization is to make sure that they know that it is okay to ask for help. It is the hardest thing over the last 20 years or so of trying to get veterans to actually ask for the help that they actually need.
The public has until tomorrow to drop off donations at Coles Museum on the Perry Road in Bangor.
Well, some local lobstermen are donating their catch to help the victims of the Lewiston shooting and their families. The lobstermen are donating lobsters to the Porthole, Jay's, and Luke's. Those restaurants will then cook them up and sell them, and all the money raised from the meals will be donated to help those who were injured, as well as families of those who died. Lobstermen say the restaurants they reached out to couldn't say yes fast enough.
Maine is it might be a big state, but it's like one big small town, and we all feel affected when something happens, and you all want to help. Everybody wants to do something, and as a lobsterman, you know, I'm not that close to Lewiston, but it's still part of us. It's part of our state. It's like, what can I do to help?
Well, at least one lobsterman says he plans to donate 1,000 to 2,000 pounds of lobsters to the cause. The restaurants will serve the lobsters Tuesday, the 14th, some at a discount. But a very nice thing they're doing there. Well, the time now is 8:17. Coming up after the break, November is Pancreatic Cancer Awareness Month. And to raise awareness of this, you may have noticed several businesses in Bangor are lit up with purple.
We'll learn more as Good Morning Maine continues.
Choosing Miracle Ear was a great decision. Like when I decided to host family movie nights. Miracle Ear made it easy. I just booked an appointment and a certified hearing care professional evaluated my hearing loss and helped me find the right device calibrated to my unique hearing needs. Now I enjoy every moment. The quiet ones and the loud ones.
Make a sound decision. Call now and book your free hearing evaluation.
Welcome to Rebecca's. For over 30 years, we've been serving our local customers in downtown Bangor, and we invite you to explore our historic shop.
Rebecca's carries many Maine-made products from local artisans. Perhaps you need a gift basket for your next celebration. We'll be glad to help. From blueberry ceramic dishes, gourmet foods featuring Stonewall Kitchen, fine wines to antique dishes and furniture. You're sure to find that perfect gift.
We hope to see you soon at Rebecca's.
Come stop by Triple S Tack Shop, 315 Hamden Road, Carmel, for quality clothing and equestrian gear.
Happy, healthy living means protecting yourself and the people you love. Mainers age 60 and up and adults with disabilities can talk with an area agency on aging about keeping your immunizations up to date. Access a clinic near you for your annual flu and COVID-19 immunizations. Stay healthy, stay up to date, stay immunized. The AgeWise Maine initiative is brought to you by Maine's area agencies on aging. Visit agewisemaine.org to learn more.
Welcome back, everyone. November is Pancreatic Cancer Awareness Month. And to honor those battling the disease, many spots in downtown Bangor and Brewer are lit up in purple lights. As Jody Hersey tells us, this outpouring of community support is all thanks to Chris Parrish, a 15-year pancreatic cancer survivor from Brewer.
It was my job to beat pancreatic cancer.
Chris Parrish of Brewer was diagnosed with stage 4 pancreatic cancer in 2008. With no prior family history of the disease, Parrish turned her shock into action by getting a second and third opinion on her diagnosis, which eventually led her to the Cancer Treatment Centers of America just outside of Chicago for chemo treatment.
It was called intra-arterial therapy, which is like a heart catheter, but instead of going to your heart, it went to my pancreas and liver. And in a 15-hour period, it took 40 times the amount of chemo, and it just kept rotating through my system and my pancreas and liver. And that's what I really think really stifled the pancreatic cancer.
Parrish's treatment stopped in 2012. The same year, she decided to create the Purple Iris Foundation, a nonprofit created to raise awareness, provide support, and give hope to individuals affected by cancer, not just pancreatic cancer.
Because I knew I was put here for a special reason, I just didn't know what it was, and it found me. So in some respects, I'm grateful for my cancer journey because it's put me on the path that I was meant to be on.
Because of her bravery and her willingness to share her cancer journey with others, businesses have teamed up with Parrish to shine a light on the disease throughout the month of November. Mason's in Brewer is one of the businesses lit up in purple lights.
Yeah, it's just to bring awareness. So there's a lot of people in this area that have lost, and people to pancreatic cancer, and people that are battling, and it shows support. It's community, and that's what we're trying to do.
In Brewer, I'm Jody Hersey for ABC 7 and Fox 22 News.
I can't say enough good things about Chris Parrish either. She's really turned her own personal struggle into something that's helping others throughout the area. She's been a guest here many times, and the things that organization does to help other cancer patients, it's just unbelievable. And now it's nice to see everybody else getting involved too.
Yeah. A lot of selfless acts.
Yeah.
All right, the time now is 8:22.
Let's get a full look at our weather forecast.
Alrighty, thank you very much. Your full weather forecast brought to you by Joe's Market. Discover Joe's Market, 102 Garland Street in Bangor. Your one-stop shop for groceries, fine wines, and craft beers. Quality and variety await you at Joe's. Alright, a couple of advisories from earlier this morning. A small crowd advisory expired at 5 a.m., so we're finished with that one. This one, though, remains in effect for the northwestern parts of the state until 3 o'clock p.m. because of snowfall and a little bit of a wintry mix that will be moving in as well. Wave heights have definitely calmed down from the winds that we had yesterday. Still active further out towards sea, though. You can see where the surface just a little bit higher, but near us, though, a lot of this is a lot calmer at around 1 to 2 feet. And now we're watching the radar as well. Precipitation moving in from the west, going toward the east as well. We're calm for now, but look what's moving in our direction. Rain and snow on the way, though. Mainly snowfall, but a little bit of rainfall will be possible throughout the daytime period as this all tracks in from the west, going toward the east. Let's zoom things out and give you the bigger picture. So low pressure right about in here, tracking from the west, going toward the east, and that's what's going to be giving us the precipitation coming out throughout the daytime period for today. So futurecast moving forward, mainly snowfall, a little bit of rain could mix in as well. This begins mainly at around 10 o'clock a.m. or so, and we'll keep it going throughout the daytime period, mixing in with a little bit of rain from time to time. And this pink right here indicating a little bit of a wintry mix possible of rain, sleet, and snow possible as we head towards later this evening. But the good news is, as we head towards later on tonight, this all begins to back off, and then we enter a calm stretch, though, where the weather will remain quiet for a good while as we head towards Friday morning. No, a mixture of some clouds and sunshine, and that'll be about it. I do believe we'll stay dry for the day on Friday, and just by Friday night as well, just some clouds passing through from time to time, and that'll be about it. Otherwise, though, the snowfall accumulations moving forward, though, looks a little bit like this. So hardly anything further down toward the south, though, so nothing too major. You have to go further off towards the north, or maybe up to an inch or two of snowfall will be possible before we're all finished up. So a little bit down here, though, by the Bangor area and areas to the south, but with the warmer temperatures, whatever falls will melt rather quickly. So that forecast coming out for today, middle 30s, mostly cloudy, rain and snow. The wind will be a lot calmer today, with that northwest wind getting up to about 5 miles per hour. Later on tonight, though, lower 30s, rain, sleet, and snow possible. Some patchy fog as well cannot be ruled out, with that east wind getting up to about 5 miles per hour. For tomorrow, upper 40s, mostly cloudy and breezy, with that west wind getting up to about 25 miles per hour. Joe's Market extended forecast, so partly cloudy on Saturday, which is Veterans Day, with highs in the lower 40s. Lower 40s again on Sunday. Sunday with a mostly sunny sky and mostly sunny on Monday, highs in the low 40s.
Family owned and operating in the Bangor area for more than 10 years. Crosby's Welding is here to help you. We specialize in steel, stainless steel, and aluminum welding and fabrication. We serve many of the local industries from Maine lobstermen to the commercial trucking industry and everything in between. Fully mobile on-site construction services right down to custom signs and fire pits. Fast, friendly, reliable service. Give us a call today for a free estimate, 974-7815.
As we age, we want to keep our independent spirit. As Mainers, we want to live life our way. That means enjoying everything life offers us here in Maine. It means making choices that can help you live your best life. Choices like your healthcare coverage and your healthcare team, so you can be prepared for almost anything. United Healthcare and Northern Light Health are working together in Maine to help keep you healthier, so you can live life to the fullest. If you're eligible for Medicare, you may be able to enroll in a United Healthcare Northern Light Health Medicare Advantage plan today. Take the step to make sure you have the coverage you need to help keep you active and thriving as you age. Call United Healthcare at 1-800-203-7205 or visit uhcnewengland.com.
Lego Masters is back. It's sink or swim.
Please float, please float, please float.
We got a minifig down. All new Lego Masters tonight on Fox.
The baddest superstars on the planet are unleashed in prime time. From the heavens! All new Friday Night SmackDown at 8/7 Central on Fox.
Two forces collide as 11th-ranked Penn State hosts 3rd-ranked Michigan. Big noon Saturday on Fox.
Welcome back now. Turning now to a new airstrike, U.S. airstrike targeting Iran-backed fighters in the Middle East. On the same day, a U.S. drone was shot down in that region. ABC's Liz Landers has the latest.
This morning, new video of a U.S. military drone flying off the coast of Yemen when it's blasted out of the sky. Iran-backed Houthi rebels releasing the footage, claiming to show militants shooting down a $30 million American Reaper drone over international waters. ABC has not independently verified the video. The Pentagon yesterday also announcing a U.S. airstrike on a weapons storage facility in Syria used by Iran and its proxies.
Defense Secretary Lloyd Austin saying in a statement, the United States is fully prepared to take further necessary measures to protect our people and our facilities.
Iran-backed militants across the region have warned of a widening conflict due to U.S. support for Israel's war on Hamas. New video shows Israeli airstrikes targeting Hamas in Gaza, this strike near a mosque. Israeli ground forces say they've destroyed 130 Hamas tunnels, including one near a school. Talks for a pause in the fighting are ongoing. Sources say Israel is considering a proposal from Egypt and Qatar for a humanitarian pause in exchange for the release of dozens of hostages held by Hamas. Meanwhile, more than 400 U.S. citizens have been able to escape Gaza in recent days, including a Michigan man and his wife, finally back home.
Everybody's scared and bomb everywhere. When I go sleep, we cannot sleep. Maybe I sleep in the chair like 30 minutes a day.
Authorities in Brazil yesterday arrested 2 men with suspected Hezbollah ties, accused of planning attacks on the Jewish community in that country. In Washington, Liz Landers, ABC News.
The third presidential debate playing out last night in Miami, Florida, a key state for candidates in the 2024 presidential race. But the former President Donald Trump decided once again to skip the stage, instead allowing his rivals to duke it out for hours. Liz Landers has the latest from Washington.
Your words, not mine.
Fireworks on the Republican debate stage in Miami last night, and things quickly turning personal when Vivek Ramaswamy attacked Nikki Haley's 25-year-old daughter for using TikTok.
While her own daughter was actually using the app for a long time, so you might want to take care of your family first.
Leave my daughter out of your voice.
Here's the truth.
You're just
The 5 qualifying candidates took to the stage to debate politics and policy for the first time since war broke out between Israel and Hamas, offering their solutions to the conflict.
You cannot negotiate with evil. You have to destroy it.
The last time that we turned our back on a shooting war in Europe, it bought us just a couple of years. And then 500,000 Americans were killed in Europe to defeat Hitler.
The political outsider Ramaswamy addressing the Republican losses in Tuesday's elections, pushing for accountability in the GOP.
We've become a party of losers at the end of the day. It was a cancer to the Republican establishment.
The candidates also playing defense over the issue of abortion rights after the party's election losses this week. The lone woman on the stage responding to a question about federal abortion laws.
So no Republican president can ban abortions any more than a Democrat president can ban these state laws.
Noticeably absent, the former president. With a commanding lead in the polls, Trump was about a half hour away holding his own event in Florida, but still the subject of some criticism from his former allies.
He owes it to you to be on this stage and explain why he should get another chance.
Anybody who's going to be spending the next year and a half of their life focusing on keeping themselves out of jail and courtrooms cannot lead this party or this country.
The Biden campaign responding in a statement saying that MAGA Republicans are pushing a, quote, losing agenda on issues like abortion, the economy, and Medicare. In Washington, Liz Landers, ABC News.
Well, now to the breaking news from Hollywood. They have a deal. At midnight Pacific time, one of the longest strikes in Hollywood history finally ended. So what does that mean for your favorite movies and TV shows? Here's ABC's Andrea Fujii with more.
Yeah, whoops.
Maybe not. Maybe we can revisit that story a little bit later on. How about that? Yeah, too much time. Just come back here. Tell you what, let's take a break. When we come back, we'll continue with the broadcast. Don't go away.
Toyota trains certified technicians. Is that important?
Well, you wouldn't hire just anyone to help you move, would you?
No.
Of course not.
Not again.
Get your Toyota ready for the year's coldest and harshest weather. See your New England Toyota dealer for great service offers to help keep your Toyota dependable and fuel efficient all winter long. Toyota Service Centers. Keep your Toyota a Toyota.
I heard about you. You're that smart kid.
Young Sheldon, boy genius, an origin story.
Yes, that's me.
A small town boy.
Young man. Yes, you.
With supersonic hearing. Visionary vision.
Cheeky little Miwan, you know you don't belong there.
And a heightened sense of smell.
Ew. Put your shoes back on.
Young Sheldon, 5 times a week.
Weekdays at 6 on Fox 22.
You can't smell this.
Yes, I can.
You're watching Fox 22, Bangor.
Welcome back. We'll have more on the actors' strike coming to an end in just a few moments. But first, today is Thursday, November 9th, 2023. It is also World Freedom Day.
This holiday is held to remember the day in 1989 when the Berlin Wall began to fall. It started with just a trickle, with several holes opening on the first day. Soon, people on both sides of the border began to tear it down. It had separated families and communities for almost 3 decades until communism fell in Eastern Europe.
Just a magical time. I can still remember all the video from people having celebrations and doing that.
I can't imagine living through it.
Incredible.
I can't. Yep.
All right, on this day in history, back in 1620, passengers aboard the Mayflower finally spotted land. They would eventually visit Cape Cod once they saw it in Massachusetts before finally settling into nearby Plymouth. I think it was a couple of weeks later.
I've always wanted to go visit. I know they have a little makeshift colony
Yeah,
to kind of like
it's
teach
really
about
neat.
it.
I've been there a
Yeah.
few times. I went when I was a little kid and then
Right.
later on as an adult, and it's
Yeah.
really neat. They stay in character down there.
Right.
Plymouth Village, I think they call it, or something like that. But they, you know, they have a lot of little history related to the whole time.
I know. I go to
So,
Massachusetts all the time,
yeah.
and I haven't been there.
Great thing to do right before Thanksgiving, too.
Yeah,
So,
right.
If you got time, go for it.
It's on my list.
Yeah. In 1888, Mary Jane Kelly was found dead on her bed in London. She is believed to be the 5th and final victim of the infamous serial killer Jack the Ripper. And in 1997, Barry Sanders of the Detroit Lions became the first player in NFL history to rush for over 1,000 yards in 9 straight seasons. Really an incredible feat.
Yeah. And in 2004, First Lady Barbara Bush officially reopened Pennsylvania Avenue in front of the White House to pedestrians following the attacks of 9/11. Took several years, I didn't realize. Today's birthdays include singer and TV host Nick Lachey. I've messed that up every hour this morning. He's 50 years old today. Rapper Peppa from Salt and Peppa is 57. And actor and bodybuilder Lou Ferrigno is 72.
Yeah, it's crazy. When I'm looking at this, I remember when Salt and Pepper were kind of young, when I was kind of young, and Nick Lachey was kind of young.
Yeah.
They're all 50 and 57 now. And I know the feeling,
As
guys.
it goes, I know. Well, we're hyper-focused on the birthdays, too. It's like, how old is this person today?
Yeah, you can't believe it sometimes.
Yeah.
But, all right.
Yep.
Time to talk about that forecast again. If you're heading out today like you need
know,
to be careful on the roads.
I know. I have plans today down east with a friend, and I sent her the warning text. I'm not sure what this weather may do, and my tires are all season, so I gotta be.
It's the time of year you really need to pay attention to it. We haven't had to drive on the slippery stuff so much for a long time.
Right.
It takes a while to, and if it's all snow, it's a big warning.
Yep.
But when it's this kind of weather, when it's kind of a mix, you never know what's around the corner. So.
I mean, and my dad would always tell me growing up too. It's like, I'm not worried about you.
Yeah.
I'm worried about everybody else, and then you being in the thick of it.
Right. Exactly.
So yeah.
For more on the weather, though, Devin's standing by with the details. Going to be a messy day.
All righty, thank you very much. Happy Thursday. Your first weather forecast brought to you by Joe's Market. Discover Joe's Market, 102 Garland Street in Bangor. Your one-stop shop for groceries, fine wines, and craft beers. Quality and variety await you at Joe's. As we get into things this morning, a couple of advisories we have our eye on. The small crowd advisory was dropped earlier this morning at 5 a.m. We just had this winter weather advisory for the northwestern parts of the state. That'll drop at around 3 o'clock p.m. coming up later this afternoon. And so watching for some active weather that's moving in from the west, going toward the east. Rain and snow will be possible today. Mainly snow, but a little bit of rainfall will be expected with the Sting as well. As it tracks in from the west, going toward the east, I'll move the radar over just a bit so you can see the system that's kind of tracking off towards the east. So later this morning, though, we'll be watching this thing moving in. By around 10 o'clock or so, we'll start seeing this thing starting to move in or so. Let's zoom things out, give you the bigger picture. Here's the system right about here. It looks like we had a little bit of lightning with this thing as well, so some energy with it last night and early this morning, and now we're watching it moving into our backyard. So otherwise, we'll be watching this thing moving in today. Snowfall mainly, but a little bit of rain cannot be ruled out either. We could possibly see it switch over to a little bit of a wintry mix of rain, sleet, and snow for a while later on this evening. Then once we head towards tomorrow morning, this will begin to back off. So your hourly forecast for the rest of the morning and afternoon period, the winds are a lot calmer as well. There is a wintry precipitation beginning late morning to the afternoon period with temperatures in the 30s. Your full 5-day forecast is coming up.
Thank you, Devin.
Yeah, be careful out there today.
I know. I'm looking at the radar, too. It seems like it's going to be kind of peaking down east around 11:15 noon. I know Devin just said all this, but yeah. Ugh. Okay, well, let's switch gears and send it over to Andrea Fujii. She has the story about the actors' strike.
This morning, a hooray in Hollywood.
I'm really excited that we've reached an agreement. I think it's a groundbreaking agreement.
SAG-AFTRA reaching a deal with the major studios to end the nearly 4-month-long actors' strike that affected 160,000 union members and cost the U.S. economy billions of dollars. Terms of the deal have yet to be disclosed pending final ratification, but the billion-dollar agreement includes a significant boost in minimum pay, increased residual payments for streaming content, and new protections from artificial intelligence.
The AI protections were absolutely essential to the union. They would not have called an end to this strike without achieving them.
SAG-AFTRA President Fran Drescher saying, "We did it, the billion-plus deal, 3 times the last contract. New ground was broke everywhere." The Alliance of Motion Picture and TV Producers saying it looks forward to the industry resuming the work of telling great stories. Film crew members as early as today could return to productions that were paused mid-shoot when the strike began. They include Deadpool 3 and Gladiator 2.
Are you not entertained?
Other projects should restart shooting once scripts are finished. The timing helping to save next year's summer movie season.
If work couldn't begin this month on shows, then there wasn't going to be anything happening until January. And that was a very scary prospect for everyone.
As for TV, new episodes of your favorite shows still could be months away, but actors will be back on the promotion circuit almost immediately, getting the word out that Hollywood is back in business.
Andrea Fujii reporting.
I think it's good news for everybody.
Yeah.
You know, we're all waiting on that cool content. You know I have a movie that I've been waiting on for a few years.
Yeah.
The remake of Salem's Lot. I'm hoping it's not tied up in these pauses and stuff,
Yeah.
but it's good.
Dune, too. They're making part 2
Yeah.
of Dune. I like the first one.
That first one was
that'll be
huge.
neat.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Cool.
See what happens there?
Yeah. All right, well, moving on now. Even though Thanksgiving is still a few weeks away, a local middle school had a special feast of its own. On Wednesday, Herman Middle School celebrated its second annual Harvest Lunch with a spread made of entirely locally sourced ingredients. For the special occasion, the school invited the students' parents to attend as a way to bring the community together.
I think it's important to bring parents into Herman Middle School to ensure that they are able to see what we're doing here in the schools, able to enjoy their time with the kids. I think community matters, and this is how we bring our community in.
That's a great idea. I love it. In total, the school served 430 Herman Harvest meals. Good for them. That sounds like a great success.
Looks like the kids had a blast and the parents, too.
Yeah, yeah, I would go. I saw this headline while I was scrolling through Instagram. One of the major news outlets says, "Today's the day to start prepping for Thanksgiving if you're hosting." And I was like, "What?" I didn't click on it. I was like, "Are you telling me to clean? Are you telling me to buy my turkey?"
Buy.
Right.
They want you to go buy things.
Yeah. So I guess apparently today's the day, according to some economists.
Good thing I'm not hosting Thanksgiving this year.
I'm okay with Chinese food on Thanksgiving. Okay, still to come here on the morning show, Tyler Cruz will have the latest with sports.
And we'll meet this week's Pet of the Week.
Oh,
don't go
such
away.
a good dog. Oh.
At US Cellular, anyone can get any phone free. So give yourself a free phone.
She's here.
Then, give yourself the gift of not checking it. The gift of connection at US Cellular. New and current customers get any phone free.
My father started a roofing company in the 1970s.
Back when asbestos was still commonly used in Maine.
When George was diagnosed with mesothelioma, we knew there wasn't a cure yet, but we knew he needed help.
We called Joe Bornstein's office because this family means business.
Their team is handling everything, representing Mainers who were victims of asbestos exposure.
We highly recommend the law offices of Joe Bornstein.
Call Joe today for a free case evaluation. There's never a fee unless you win.
This Veterans Day, join Fox ABC Maine as we salute and honor our veterans. Are you an active, inactive, or retired member of the armed services? Do you know someone who is? Then upload your photos on foxbangor.com/Maine Heroes. We will randomly select multiple veterans to win a gift voucher from Chick-fil-A. Locally sponsored by Darling's Auto Mall, Healing Hands Massage, Silver Fox Automotive, and Triple S Tax Shop.
On the next Last Man Standing, Mandy gets some tips on getting tips.
We're not waitresses. We're fantasy.
So, what looks good to you besides me?
And Eve's back in business.
Where are you going in such a hurry? To get my snow shovel. This guy dropped a ton of white gold, and I'm here to scoop it up at $20 a driveway.
I know we're not supposed to pick favorites with the kids, but it's not even close.
Last Man Standing.
This afternoon, starting at 4 on Fox 22. Local news weeknights at 10 with Beth Jones and Peter Dubois on Fox 22.
Welcome back in, everyone. Thank you for staying with us. We're going to kick things off with some high school soccer. Regional finals for girls and boys B and C North are taking place on Wednesday night. Let's go to Hamden Academy, where we'll start things for B North, starting with the girls. The defending champs, the 4 seed from Herman, facing off against the 3 seed from Ellsworth. Late in the first half, Ellsworth's Megan Jordan pushes it ahead to Addison Atherton. She takes a shot, and that sneaks into the corner of the net. 1-0 Eagles. early second half. Now a free kick from Jordan. Lily Bean with the header, and that goes in. Ellsworth up 2-0. Later on, we go now from a tough angle. This is Kelsey Lambert. She crosses it in. That makes it 3-0 Ellsworth. But Herman would stage a late comeback. Here's Sam Grover with a goal. That's going to make it 3-2, just a 1-goal game. But Ellsworth would hang on to win Class B North. It's their first regional title since '99.
It's kind of just this feeling of like being dazed, almost like you don't even feel like it's really happening. And then it just hits you like this wave of happiness.
All right, Ellsworth looking for the sweep. Now 2-seeded Eagles against the top seed, John Bapst in the boys' final. Under a minute in, throw in by Ellsworth's Owen Frank, and Cruz Coffin is right there for the header. They take an early 1-0 lead. Second half we go now. Frank on a free kick. That gets blocked by Connor Maservi, but Cal Leslie cleans it up. That's going to make it 2-0 Eagles. All right, 8 minutes left in regulation. It's 2-1 now. John Bapst, Jack DeRozier. Look at that free kick. A perfect bend on it off the post. We're tied at 2. We go to overtime. First overtime, Ethan Marquis. Free kick. Perfectly placed, his second goal of the game. That's the game winner. Crusaders come back to win their second straight regional title.
It just felt great because this is the Northern Maine Finals, my first time here, and to make it to States was just a great feeling. So, you know, it was the best feeling all season.
All right, big congrats to them. Over to Cameron Stadium now. Bucksport looking to repeat as Class C North champs. They're taking on Fort Kent. First half, Reese Doucette gets it in, past the defense, into the box. Here comes Jetta Shook sliding in for the save. Still in the first. Chance for Bucksport now. Addison Goss on the corner, but Allie Fournier, here she is for Fort Kent, sending it out of the box. That saves a goal. To the second half now. A good ball leads Doucette right into the box. A collision with Shook. They get tangled up. That ball trickles in for the score. That's going to make it 1-0. And then Mia Voisin in goal for Fort Kent. She was a wall all game. That goal, the difference maker. Warriors win the regional final 1-0. All right, let's stay here. Over to the boys now. Mount View and George Stevens battling for that crown. First half, GSA up 2-0. Look at this passing here. Jack Carson to Dominic Nevels to Rowan Gagne. He scores at point-blank range. That makes it 3-0. Still in the first half, they're looking for more. This one is going to be a nice save here from Bernie Dodge. He leaps up and gets it, keeps the Mustangs in it. So to the second half we go. This goal is just dirty. Some beautiful footwork here from Fred Coit. Fires with the left, gets it to go. Eagles, they would go on to win 4-0 is your final there. They are headed to States.
This moment's been what we've been looking forward to all season. We've been working since even before preseason to work and get here for it. And we've been working so hard for this moment. We faced so many challenges, and now we're here. We've won, and we're going to States now.
All right, big congrats to all of them, and a good luck to all of them on Saturday. Let's go to another kind of football now. Moving on to the Patriots. More drama in Foxborough. The Pats reportedly will be keeping cornerback J.C. Jackson at home this weekend when the team travels to Germany to play the Colts after reportedly missing curfew at the team hotel last Saturday. Jack Jones also reportedly missing that curfew. Both defensive backs sat out for most of the first quarter after that. Meanwhile, things can only get better for the 2-7 Patriots, who, if the season ended right now, they would be picking 5th overall in next year's draft. After the Colts game, the Pats will have their bye week, and then they finish out the season with some very tough games, the Chargers, Steelers, and Chiefs. Quarterback Mac Jones has had an up-and-down season so far. He says a trip overseas may do this football team some good.
Yeah, I think it's cool, right? I mean, it's a great opportunity for us to go out there and play the game that we love, you know, and in front of a different crowd, and I'm definitely looking forward to it.
All right, we can only hope, right? I guess that's all we have left. That's all the time we have for sports. We'll be right back after the break.
Float to Fire Farms. Our products and staff are of the highest quality. Glassware, powerful puff, and CBD products. You'll be so happy your face will light up. 38 Storette Drive in Belfast.
Roto-Rooter has served the greater Bangor area and beyond for 35 years, offering plumbing, hydrojetting, snaking, descaling, video inspection, and grease interceptor cleaning services. For all your residential and commercial clogs, call Roto-Rooter today, 990-1234.
And away go troubles down the drain. Roto-Rooter.
Silver Fox Automotive is a family-owned and operated company with more than 30 years of experience. We are originally from the county and offer competitive prices and promise you will be completely satisfied with our work. We offer a stress-free experience to both our new and returning customers. We only use parts from reputable brands to ensure your vehicle is safe to drive. Here at Silver Fox, there will always be a friendly face to greet you. Come see us at 2004 Audlin Road in Herman.
Went in, signed the papers, and within a week or so they called me to report.
And we landed on the same beach that the invasion started.
The airplane crashed just short of the runway and killed all 24 people.
Pearl Harbor was bombed. We all manned our battle stations.
I'm the only World War II veteran left in town.
Our heroes, their own words, Friday at 7 on Fox 22.
Float to Fire Farms. Our products and staff are of the highest quality. Glassware, powerful puff, and CBD products. You'll be so happy your face will light up. 38 Storette Drive in Belfast.
The Pet of the Week is brought to you by Riptide Smoke Shop in Belfast.
Yeah, a good scrub. Yeah.
Oh, we're on TV.
Good morning.
Hi, everybody.
We're talking about how this guy needs a bath and somebody can help him out. But we're here with our Pet of the Week and Catherine Ravenscraft from Bangor Humane Society. Catherine, thanks for joining us.
Thank you.
Who do we have here? We've already fell in love with him, and we don't even know his name.
He is the most lovable boy. So his name is Wonder. Yep. He is about 7 years old, we're guessing.
Yeah.
He came into the shelter as a stray.
Yep.
Probably a little over a month ago.
Aww.
He is pretty much profoundly blind.
Yeah.
His right eye is, I think it's his right eye, is completely atrophied.
Yeah.
So
Hey,
all
you
you
wanna
can
look up?
sort of see is some redness, and it's
Yeah, he
always
is.
a little leaky.
Yeah. Oh,
And the other
goofy.
eye is very cloudy. The vet thinks he might have a tiny bit of vision in that eye, but our guess is it's shapes and light at best.
Right.
Yeah.
Right.
And even then, it's questionable. When I was walking him out of the shelter this morning, I was not paying close enough attention, and he just ran into a couple of walls. But he just rallies and keeps moving. His tail keeps wagging, and
He has the chillest temperament.
he really does.
Well, I saw you
Yeah.
leading him in here. You had to kind of open doors and
I
kind of lead him
did.
through, so it takes a little extra care, but
Yeah.
he just seems to go with it.
Yeah.
You know?
And
Yeah.
he just wants to be near people.
Right.
Yeah.
That is
Yeah.
where he feels safest. You guys are touching him, he's not going to move.
That's enough for him.
Uh-huh. Yeah.
We are talking about you.
Sweetest
You are
boy.
a good boy.
And he takes a treat so gently, of course, because he can't see it.
He hears it.
He
He
hears it.
does. Oh, we've been wondering if he's deaf, but I guess not,
No.
because you know. But he sniffs it really good and then takes it so gently. We were getting photos of him yesterday, and we were feeding him hot dogs, and I had my whole hand in his mouth, and he just was gnawing a little bit, yeah.
So I mean, he was a stray, but he's probably had time being in a home. I feel like knowing how to take a treat gently is one of those telltale signs.
It really is,
Yeah.
yeah. So who knows how it is that he ended up as a stray and ended up with us.
Oh,
Who would be a good match for him? Because it will take a little extra patience, a little
But
extra
it
work.
will, yeah.
But he
I
doesn't pull
think-
you along either. He just seems like
really,
he,
because he doesn't want to get too far away from you.
Yeah.
If you're the guide,
Right.
really. I think that probably someone who's home a lot,
Right.
because he does need that reassurance,
Right.
And someone who has some consistency in their routines. So if they're going to go for a walk, it's the same route every day, so that he can grow comfortable with it.
Yeah.
As great of a dog he is, he's probably not going to be a good hiking dog.
Right, yeah. Well, maybe some retired person that has some time.
Exactly.
And,
Yeah, and I believe that he is dog savvy cats, maybe not small children, only
Right.
because he can't see it coming,
Right,
you
right.
know.
Right.
So older children, and if there's dogs, low-key dogs who aren't going to try to engage him in too many shenanigans.
Right.
So
Let's hope he gets some interest pretty soon, because he really is a wonderful dog. Meanwhile, you got a big sale going on over
we
at the
do
Humane Society.
50% off of all of our animals.
Wow.
We have been full for the better part of a year. We have taken in over 200 more cats in a year-over-year comparison, and our dogs are just sitting. So we need to clear the shelter. Yeah.
Yep.
So
Well, this
come
is a
on
great
in.
opportunity.
It's a good
Half
time.
price. Your dogs come they're all fixed. You got all the shots ready to go.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Everything is done.
Yeah.
All you need to do is put it in the car.
Healthy new best friend.
Yep.
I hope you get a
Expedited.
new home soon.
Exactly.
All right,
Good
looks like we're
doggy.
wrapping up for today. If you want to check out any pet listings, go to bangorhumane.org. And you can check out this interview again on foxbangor.com.
He's like, don't stop petting me.
I know.
What a good dog. Thanks for coming on the show, Wonder.
He did great.
You did good.
Yeah.
We'll send it over to Devin Biggs for our full weather forecast.
Alrighty, thank you very much. Your full weather forecast brought to you by Joe's Market. Discover Joe's Market, 102 Garland Street in Bangor. Your one-stop shop for groceries, fine wines, and craft beers. Quality and variety await you at Joe's. Alright, a couple of advisories from earlier this morning. A small crowd advisory expired at 5 a.m., so we're finished with that one. This one, though, remains in effect for the northwestern parts of the state until 3 o'clock p.m. because of snowfall and a little bit of a wintry mix that will be moving in as well. Wave heights have definitely calmed down from the winds that we had yesterday. Still active further out towards sea, though. You can see where the surface just a little bit higher, but near us, though, a lot of this is a lot calmer at around 1 to 2 feet. And now we're watching the radar as well. Precipitation moving in from the west, going toward the east as well. We're calm for now, but look what's moving in our direction. Rain and snow on the way, though. Mainly snowfall, but a little bit of rainfall will be possible throughout the daytime period as this all tracks in from the west, going toward the east. Let's zoom things out and give you the bigger picture. So low pressure right about in here, tracking from the west, going toward the east, and that's what's going to be giving us the precipitation coming out throughout the daytime period for today. So futurecast moving forward, mainly snowfall, a little bit of rain could mix in as well. This begins mainly at around 10 o'clock a.m. or so. And we'll keep it going throughout the daytime period, mixing in with a little bit of rain from time to time. And this pink right here indicating a little bit of a wintry mix possible of rain, sleet, and snow possible as we head towards later this evening. But the good news is, as we head towards later on tonight, this all begins to back off. And then we enter a calm stretch, though, where the weather will remain quiet for a good while as we head towards Friday morning. No, a mixture of some clouds and sunshine, and that'll be about it. I do believe we'll stay dry for the day on Friday, and just by Friday night as well, just some clouds passing through from time to time, and that'll be about it. Otherwise, though, the snowfall accumulations moving forward, though, looks a little bit like this. So hardly anything further down toward the south, though, so nothing too major. You have to go further off towards the north, or maybe up to an inch or two of snowfall will be possible before we're all finished up. So a little bit down here, though, by the Bangor area and areas to the south, but with the warmer temperatures, whatever falls will melt rather quickly. So that forecast coming up for today, middle 30s, mostly cloudy, rain and snow. The wind will be a lot calmer today, with that northwest wind getting up to about 5 miles per hour. Later on tonight, though, lower 30s, rain, sleet, and snow possible. Some patchy fog as well cannot be ruled out, with that east wind getting up to about 5 miles per hour. For tomorrow, upper 40s, mostly cloudy and breezy, with that west wind getting up to about 25 miles per hour. Joe's Market extended forecast, so partly cloudy on Saturday, which is Veterans Day, with highs in the lower 40s. Lower 40s again on Sunday with a mostly sunny sky, and mostly sunny on Monday, highs in the low 40s.
The roar of our engines, the pump of our heartbeats, the sparks that unite us, to the passions that drive us. We're driven by the things we love. From the visions that lead us, the feelings that inspire us, to the roads that bring us together. Coastal Auto Parts, 29 locations in Maine, will get you to the moments that matter most. With the largest network of parts and care to keep you firing on all cylinders. Coastal Auto Parts is owned and operated by a Maine family that cares.
Nice. DraftKings Sportsbook is live in Maine. You'll be so dialed into every play that you forget to eat your wings. You made my wings cold, DraftKings. Flailing your arms like you can disrupt the free throw. Miss, fool! And a home run will have you crying like it's the birth of your child. I'm so happy.
DraftKings Sportsbook is live in Maine. New customers, download the app now and bet $5 to get $200 instantly in bonus bets. Because life's more fun when you're in on the action. The crown is yours.
Yeah.
For great Toyota offers, including those not seen on TV, go to buyatoyota.com, Toyota's official website for deals. Now, you could type buyatoyota.com into your browser, or you could simply scan this QR code with your phone and immediately see offers, search inventory, and get a free independent trade-in value. See 3.99% financing on a tough Tacoma, which could save you up to $2,100. So scan the code and give your fingers a break. Toyota, let's go places.
I'll go naked. I bet you will.
The fun in a game of words.
Flip-flop, cougar, Little Caesars.
Sounds like a Tuesday for me.
Is choosing wisely.
I hope they know what it is, because we gotta take it. Want to try to win this thing, so I'll take Noogie.
25 words or less.
Knuckle head rub.
Noogie, you won the game, guys.
Weekdays at 9 on Fox 22.
All right, looks like we're about out of time for today, so if you missed anything, head to foxbangor.com.
Drive safe today, and we hope you have a wonderful day.